Welcome to Group C at the European Nations Cup qualifier, everybody. We have France against Bulgaria as our first best of 3 in the group. So it's going to be pretty fun. We have Czechia and also Spain in the same group. Two teams out of the group are going to advance to the next round of the tournament, of course. In total, we have 16 countries participating in the first group stage. And already the Bulgarian team coming in here and joking around a little bit. And they're all like, okay, guys, if we get a single kill or we destroy a tower, you get a handicap for map number 2. So they are well aware that they are the underdog going into this best of 3 series here. And they're already attempting to haggle in the chat before the draft started. The French team, obviously the big elephant in Group C. I mean, yeah, or the big baguette, no matter, depending on how you want to look at it. But they are definitely the team to beat. They are expected to make it not only out of the group, but they're also one of the favorites to make it to the offline event in Berlin, which is going to take place at June 11th and 10th. So if you guys want to go to the offline event, if you want to come to Berlin and watch Heroes of the Storm live, if you want to shake hands with players and watch all of this with like-minded fans, maybe combine it with a trip to Berlin, then make sure that you check out the links in the description. All the details are given there. There's also a link to the Experian in Berlin where the entire event will take place. Absolutely amazing venue. Super happy that we are partnered with them for this particular event, and you can check out some of the pictures. They have obviously also on Instagram, Facebook, social media where you can look up some of the previous events that they hosted in other games to get an idea of the venue. But yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. And one of the few opportunities to watch international Heroes of the Storm offline in Europe, because we are also inviting a team from North America and we're also getting a team from Asia. So definitely something to look forward to. But as we are in the qualifiers, there's some big skill gaps between the teams, as you would expect when we're talking about 16 countries. There's a few countries that were just barely able to get some players together. There's other countries where you had multiple teams sign up and they had to play a regional qualifier to figure out which team would represent the country. France, in this case, starting things off with Mirrodin and Artanis here in Battlefield of Eternity. And honestly, we had... It might be a little bit weird, but if there's one team, one favorite team that I could see losing a map, it's the French team. Now, why is that? Well, a lot of the guys on the French team are kind of known to troll a little bit, especially in the draft whenever they take the lead and they see themselves in a position where they are heavily ahead. So I wouldn't put it past them to go off the deep end at some point and draft some absolutely crazy heroes and then getting punished for it. It happened in the past, and it will happen again. The only question is it going to happen today? For now, we have Artanis, which is totally fine from their perspective here. We have Hanzo and Mirrodin, so nothing crazy going on just yet, but just wait for game number 2, wait to see what happens in the second series that they're playing, because I expect that at some point they are going to go a little bit crazy. They usually do. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe today they're going to play it straight down the line and just try to end the games quickly, but as I said, they are the favorites in the group. Hands down. Now we got Blaze and we got Li Ming for the Bulgarian team. Li Ming with nice poke damage, of course, against the Immortal. No Grey main or anything along those lines yet. Bit of a focus on tanks, by the way, from the French team here. Yeah, we get Stukov and Varian, so they go for a sniper composition. They come in with Varian, Taunt, Lurking Arm follower, Blaze with additional stun, and then they have Li Ming blasting away with her abilities and trying to get the quick reset. So, strategy already right from the get-go, very clear what they're going to try to do. Very simple to execute in theory, and can of course be interrupted by the opponent with some decent stuns, but it's definitely a very clean-cut strategy and one that is fairly simple, but when executed well can do enormous amounts of damage. Now we get Anduin and Genji. The Shimada brothers are once again united, and we have also the Nick Carter of the Storm, of the Nexus, in the house here, or Brad Pitt, depending on how you look at the portrait. So, with Genji, we could now definitely get that light bomb engage again. Tychus, a little bit more damage, and that sets us up for game number 1. So let's head straight into the best of 3 series here. The first one in Group C, Bulgaria against France. Game number 1, it's Battlefield of Eternity, and the baguettes are starting on the left with Dequaza. On Artanis, we have Nagrom on Murden, Masquerade on Genji, Yasu on Hanzo, and Banana H is playing Anduin. So a little bit of a role swap already happening here. Nagrom is playing the main tank instead of Masquerade, which means that Masquerade is free to play one of the damage dealers here. On the side of Bulgaria, we got Anzal on Varian, Wardred on Tychus, the Great Shaman on Liming. Is there a Little Shaman, by the way? Does that exist? You always hear about like the Great Shaman, the Great whatever. Is there a little version of this one? I'm not quite sure. Nicky God, totally not full of himself, is playing Blaze, and we got the Hots Jesus on Stukov. So not only do we have God on the team, but Jesus as well. Oof. That's going to be pretty difficult to beat, I gotta say. Yeah, if you go up against the whole Trinity here, they also add the Holy Ghost, then it's going to be really nasty. I mean, damn, the entire family is united soon enough. But off we go. We got our first little rotation already happening. A lot of pleb horses here for the French. Not liking that. Amateur opponent on level 1. And some quick and easy rotations right as the game starts. So let's see what they can actually do with that. Also, quick note, once again, guys, if you want to support efforts like this one, we've been hosting offline events in Miami last year. We're now doing it in Berlin, and we're also planning on doing another event, hopefully at the end of this year, if we can. But since offline events obviously are a lot more expensive than online events, yeah, nicely done. Masquerade, definitely a Genji player at heart. I mean, int early, that's what you have to do if you're a Genji main. Masquerade usually playing on the tank, but you can already see that he has all the skills of an accomplished Genji player. He went in deep early on in the game, inted immediately and died. So yeah, that's already good news for France. They're not going to have any problems with that damage dealer at all here. Bulgaria with the quick first blood. But as I said, in the description of the video you can find the link to the crowdfunding. We did it for the last event. It's pretty difficult, honestly, to get International Heroes of the Storm going these days with all the regions being represented, at least the major ones, with North America, Europe, and also Asia. So if you want to support that, there is a link in the description, and it really hinges on community support. We currently have some private investors, no companies, honestly, that are massively chipping in here. So this is all organized by fans and financed by fans, and that includes the community as well. So the link, you can find all of that in the description of the video, and it would be really appreciated. Now, at the top side, as Masquerade is back to business, we now have a bit of a duo between Artanis and Murden trying to do their thing. Down to the bottom of the map, Shimada brothers are still firing away here with a taunt coming through. And we got the Dominance, old school build here for the main. No triumph for it. Going straight for the Dominance, already expecting to get a lot of kills here. As we're getting the Thunderburn for Murden. Burn it, baby. And the Incinerator Gauntlets on Blaze. Now, both of the teams making the immediate play for the camp. Keep in mind that France is really the high favorite here. So, Bulgaria, I talked about it a bit during the draft, but they already joked that they said, okay, if we get even a single kill, you guys have to play with the handicap in game number 2, just as a bit of chance for us. And they already got that kill. I mean, you can argue that Masquerade committed Sudoku, but the kill is there. Nice swap, but it doesn't do anything for them, because so far it looks, well, maybe stay too... I'm not quite sure what I just saw here. So, first of all, Tychus makes it out. Genji jumps in deep, and I think Genji would have been able to get the kill here on Tychus. But Banana Age was panicking a little bit because he saw that Masquerade was trying to go ham again with a 1v5. And then he very quickly said, you know what, yeah, I'm just going to pull you back right away. I'm not going to give you a chance to commit Sudoku here. So, no chance to kill Tychus. But on the upside, Genji didn't die either. On the objective, a bit of a different story though. Easy halftime show victory for the French team. So yeah, the Frogs are doing their thing. A couple more hits are coming together here. A little bit of attack on the left side, and I gotta say that the Bulgarian team, they don't really seem to know what they want to do. At first it looked like they want to try and go for the fight, then they looked like they were defending, and they couldn't really make a decision, and now they are losing the objective without grabbing too much here. Fight continues. Another play for Tychus, and this time the kill is there. Masquerade gets the reset. They're jumping in deep again, and a follow-up kill is the inevitable conclusion. Hot's Jesus moving back. The good thing, they already said in the beginning, you shouldn't try and kill Hot's Jesus because he has unlimited revives. I'm not quite sure if he has to always wait until Easter or not, but yeah, he's always going to come back. I think that's actually true for all of the heroes. They're all going to go for the mass revive. The question is just how long it takes, right? And if the game's already over or not. Level 7, give him the axe. And with a push at the top, you can already tell that there's some really nice damage being done to the fort. And another hero dies. The great shaman is gone. But we have 3 kills to 2, so I think already Bulgaria is doing a bit better than they expected here. And bam, that's the immortal gone. Fort has not been destroyed though. Fort is still totally fine. And well, in the meantime, we now have also the melting point. And we got Calamity for Li Ming. Nagrom still plebbing it out here. I don't understand why they have pleb horses. Like, these guys have definitely better mounts than that. How are they trying to make a statement here? Either way, that's another kill. Masquerade is the priority target at this point. I mean, he got killed twice already. They killed Hanzo once, so I gotta give them some credit here. They're coordinating the attack well. You come in with a taunt, you follow up with Stukov. It's a pretty clean-cut combo, as I mentioned during the draft phase, but it works if you execute it well, and that's what they're doing here. So they're getting their kills. It's 3 kills to 3, and I really like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool that they are fighting back like this. I mean, again, look at the names here. Do you recognize any of the players on the side of the red team? From some of the Heroes Lounge matches that I commentated in the past, you might remember a few of them. But generally speaking, when we're talking about bigger tournaments, these guys are not really players that you will encounter a whole lot in big tournaments. But they are holding their own in the early game. I still expect that eventually the French team will run away with this, especially after level 10. And of course, you can always argue how much are they currently committing to this. But I really love that we have plays like this. They see somebody out of position, they have their combo, and they use it as best as they can. They've just taken the lead in kills. So it's 4 kills to 3 now in an earlier level 10 for them. I like it. I really like it. They're coming in with a plan, they're executing it, and doing as best as they can with it. So great job by them. Now we have the level 10 abilities on both sides, and this is where I could see things go a little bit badly for them. Yeah, like this, for example. Li Ming dead, Stukov is dead too. They're going for another one, and Varian, he can hide, he can try and run, but he's not gonna make it. Yeah, the French are just faster. They're used to running away. They have a lot of practice with it, so when it comes to running, they're just a bit ahead of you. And they're using this mercilessly to chase down Varian. He was trying to escape. So yeah, you can't run in that situation. It's just not happening. The best thing that you can honestly do is just like turn around and fight them and hope that they surrender quickly. But I think that slipped his mind at this point in time. So Rayquaza, he's pushing out the bot lane now. 6 kills to 4. Still looking at a solid lead here. And, well, up at the top, now that the halftime show is over, the French team is gonna try and go for objective number 2. So, let's see if they can grab that one. Yeah, there's pressure at the bottom fort as well, so both of the forts have already lost hit points. They come in again with the old Onaternes. Let's go! And, well, there's the light bomb. Nice! Great connect on 3. They want Li Ming, but they can't get it! How did they not even get a single kill here? This looked so good. But yeah, they couldn't kill a single hero, but they are taking the objective. So that's a foregone. Whoa, the arrow in the choke point. The red team might have made this a little bit easier than they had to, but still, that one was absolutely on point. Yeah, he saw a chance and he took it. Got 4 stuns out of it. Well played. But then again, at the bottom of the map, the party now continues with Immortal number 2 in this game. So they are going for it as we speak, trying to take that fort down, and Artanis' top side going for the next. Stun on Varian. Uh-oh. Okay, he's making his way out of this one. The fort is not going to be able... No. They're not going to save this one. Yeah, light bomb. Oh god, Genji main confirmed. I think going for the Swift Strike first might have been the play here. But yeah, Masquerade kind of messing that up slightly. Banana H with a light bomb. And now another taunt. And Nagrom is dead as well. 6 kills, 2-5. Another arrow. Ooh. And Artanis is dead too. So now we have 6 kills, 2-6. And they took down the fort. They haven't claimed this one up at the top. Another kill attempt at the bottom of the map as Masquerade jumps out after getting taunted. But there's not a whole lot that the Bulgarian team can do at this point. 21,000 damage, 22,000 for Tychus. They're still fighting. Yeah, Stukov, gotta be careful here. They go for Masquerade again, but they can't take him down right away. So once again, he escapes. We got 35,000 damage now for Hanzo. And topside fort is still there. Best light bomb plays NA. Oh, that one was glorious. The balls on Varian not moving away there. But yeah, like, I can't wait for the cooldown of the light bomb to be ready again, because these plays are crazy good. Love them. Absolutely love them. 7 kills to 6. The damage to keep. Couldn't get much more done besides that, but yeah, let's go. Guys, I got good news for you. I got good news. You know what the good news is? Light bomb is ready in another 15 seconds. Oh, okay, so the camp at the bottom of the map is now getting attacked. 13 talents already on both sides, which gives us it hungers. And yes, it definitely does. We're also hungry. We're hungry for more big plays here. Light bomb is ready. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? Where's Genji? There's Genji. Alright, let's go. Let's go, Genji. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Woo! We got the stun and the kill. Nice. Well done. They got the stun, they get a kill, and they're gonna get more. 1 down, 2 down, and Varian is still alive. Because for some reason Artanis just said, you know what, I don't really care. So instead they're going for Blaze, trying to take him down. Liming also barely escaping. Both of them walking away. Could go for the keep, I suppose, but Masquerade has now started to go for the Immortal. Yeah. They're still poking this out and battling this out as much as they can. That's another quick attack, and Blaze is gone. Okay, Blaze destroyed, 9 kills to 7. A little bit of Immortal damage done, not too much just yet. And yeah, we're going to see them go for Immortal number 3. And this one is obviously going to hit a little bit harder. First of all, the top fort where it would travel is going to be destroyed within like the second or two. But more importantly, now that we're 13 minutes, 14 minutes into the game, once this thing is taken, it's going to hurt Bulgaria a lot more. And of course, level 16 is another one. The arrow missing. The light bomb is ready. Banana H getting in position. Light bomb not used just yet. It's only a matter of seconds. Oh! And the stun! And the kill! At Blaze. Tychus is down. The other Starcraft died. So yes, well done. Okay. With that, we now have 11 kills to 7, so there's a little bit of momentum that is slowly building up for the French team. They have to still defend that top fort because there's a minion camp that is still pushing in. Minions and a camp, but they're already getting more and more damage done at the bottom keep too. So the pressure is consistently on. We have a couple of camps that have been taken by Bulgaria earlier that they're trying to use to at least take the fort down with success, I might add. But at the bottom of the map, the keep is getting attacked. We have now the nearly full shield Immortal traveling topside to take another fort down and destroy this as well. And once again, we have, yeah, everybody just like moving down to the bottom of the map. So they're just letting the Immortal do his thing. The fort will fall. The keep is likely going to be attacked. But actually, they're starting to rotate over. I expected them to try and go for a bit of a two-pronged attack here, trying to get damage done at the top with the Immortal, whereas they go for the bottom. Another big arrow, but not big enough. They Quasar for a second, apparently hands off with his play, because he didn't move anymore. Apparently, they were hoping for the swap, but they didn't get it. So he just came in and was like, not happening. Not gonna swap in for that one. Sorry, boys. but they can still get some swap action going at the top. Keep in mind, they have a level 16 advantage over the opponent's team. The light bomb is ready once again. So yeah, Talkes in the back, popping Odin. Trying to help him out with that. Oh, and Bagrom gets pushed back and saved by Stukov. That could have been a kill on Muradin, but instead what we saw was Stukov trying to get rid of the opponent's team and saving him in the process. The Stormballs are still connecting over here. Another save as Anduin is doing his job. The Immortal, after the key gets destroyed, moves towards the core. And I think they are going to be able to take this one down. Game number 1 looking really good for the French team now. 5 kills ahead and murdering that core. Slowly and steadily, but losing Artanis. 45% on the core. Yeah, they're trying to take it here. They're at 35 right now, and they're already starting to slowly disengage. Now, I gotta say, I'm pretty sure that if they would have fully focused on this one, they should have been able to take this down. But instead, another arrow coming out, a little bit more poke damage from Hanzo, who's at 66,000 damage. So they decide they want to play this out slow. Yeah, another attack by Masquerade. Bottom keep is in play, could be destroyed. But instead they're playing this 4 versus 5. The light bomb. Not the big engage, but at least he got 2 stuns out of it. So now they're continuing to poke here. I'm actually just waiting for anybody to move down and take this one apart. I'm shocked that Genji hasn't done that ages ago. I mean, anybody could do it. Nagrom with Muradin, simple Stormbolt is all that's needed here. Even if he dies for it, it would be worth it. And here comes Hanzo and just says, alright boys, I got this. Comes in, takes it down. Yasuo obviously also a little bit role swapped here. So, yeah. It's actually interesting that the French team is doubling multiple roles. Catapults are now pressuring every single lane, and Bulgaria hasn't they have taken down the top fort. So at least there it's not going to be that bad. And now Grom looking for the Stormbolt engage once again. Already the ult in the back. Here's the Haymaker! Yeah, but I think they wanted to put him a little bit deeper into trouble. They're only 3 though. The rest is still sitting on the left. But now that Artanis is back, the day is saved, more or less. They have to deal with the catapults though. There's still a tower in the middle, so the catapults usually attack that eventually. But since we have the Immortals respawned, we can now go for the objective too. Another big stun! Swap spam! That one hurt! That one hurt a lot! Oh boy, yeah. Just another look at this as the game is about to end. They were all setting up, the arrow comes in, and then they follow up stuns with Anduin, and his light bomb is just too much. A full 5-man wipe. And now the play for game in the lead in this best of 3. The first match in Group C, everybody. France taking the lead against Bulgaria on Battlefield of Eternity. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Khaldor, game number 2, France against Bulgaria. And guys, we already have a player swap. The Bulgarians swapped out their tank player. So we have Alexander in the mix now. They told me that Varian was too offensive with his taunts and Hots Jesus was not okay with it. So they had to swap him out. No, apparently it's the 6th player on the board and they want to give him also the chance to play on stream here a bit. So that's what we're getting. But it was still a very, very funny response. Now, either way, the French obviously taking the lead and doing a great job there towards the end in particular. Keep in mind that the heroes that were played in game number 1 cannot be played again in the second game. It's a small adjustment to the drafting process just to make it a bit more interesting and entertaining for the audience. We don't want to push the players too much out of their comfort zone and force them to play heroes that they're not really familiar with or that they usually wouldn't play, but we still want to avoid that the same heroes are getting played over and over and over again. So it's a bit of a hybrid that we have, you know, real meta madness, but just a slight adjustment. Lucio gets banned, and yeah, let's go for Khaldor, the French team. expected to make it out of the group. Now, we had the favorites in Group A and Group B get out of the group without losing a map. The German team and the Russian team, they both won without dropping a single map. The French are expected to make it out of this group in first space. Let's see if they can pull it off as well. And by the way, tomorrow, to round this up, we have Group C, and in Group C we have Sweden, UK, Ukraine, and Denmark. The Swedes, obviously, the favorites in that group. I'm really looking forward to it, and especially then once that we have it whittled down to 8 teams and enter the next phase of the tournament, things are gonna get real spicy. We're gonna play a full round robin there as well. But there's exactly what I already talked about in game number 1. I already called it, and it's happening as we speak. I told you they're going to go off the deep end once that they're in the lead. That's exactly what's happening here. So immediately an Azmodan pick for Bulgaria. If there is any team of favorites that I can see losing a map, it is Team France, because they're always doing this shit and sometimes they get punished for it. I'm totally on board with it. It's gonna be fun. But at the same time, this is how you risk losing games. It happened to them several times in the past, so let's see what they can do here. We get Arthas against Greymane, we have Illidan, and we have, of course, Azmodan. So yeah, I don't really think they got the memo that there's no pre-bans. They think this is still meta madness. Like, alright boys, what's left? What's left? But yeah. Oh, it's glorious. Alright. Curious to see what we're gonna get for the support. Are they gonna go for an interesting choice on that one too? What would that be then? I mean, Karazim, if they want to be a bit aggressive, if they just want to be silly, then it's gonna be Lili. Abathar, still up. Could work with Arthas. Does work with Illidan. Could go for it. And they got Yasuo and Banana, so they have 2 players that could just swap heroes around there. I really want to see what the next double pick is. I really, really want to see that. Now, we got Garrosh banned out. And then again, for the red team, I mean, they obviously see what's going on here. The question is just, can they react to it? They get Tyrael, and they get backdoor comp! I like it! I like these guys, I really do. I've been preaching this for an eternity, that teams that are underdogs should go for some cheeses. Even if they don't work, it's always nice. They went for a variant sniper composition in game number 1. They did way better than expected. They got several kills thanks to that. And now they're going for a backdoor composition here. With Tyrael, Morales and Medivac, Greymane on top of it. So I really, really like the ideas that are coming in here. If it works, very different question. But they're the underdog, so why... Oh my god. Why would you need a support if you can just cheese the opponent into oblivion with wave clear, with push power on the lanes, and also with mercenary camp control? Illidan, Azmodan, Arthas, Sumuro, and Hogger. Yeah. And a Sylvanas on the other side for even more structural damage. Cursed Hollow, everybody! It's gonna be wild. Let's go. Game number 2. Game number 2! Boys, it's getting wild here. Dequaza and Azmodan for the French team. Banana H on Samuro. We have Yasuo on Hogger. Nagrom on Illidan. And Masquerade on Arthas. On the right side of the map, with the backdoor composition, Alexander on Rexa, Wardred on Tyrael, Hots Jesus on Morales, we got Great Shaman on Sylvanas, and Nikki God on Greymane. So, if you're not really familiar with how this works, the idea behind the red team's composition is very simple. You want to get on to level 10 roughly on the same level as your opponent does. So, get to level 10, pick Medivac, Sanctification, and then you just try and fly onto the opponent's keep. You drop a Sanctification when the opponent tries to defend, and you just use your heroes to burn down the keep. After that, your only goal is to try and get out without losing a hero. Usually it doesn't work. Normally you get fully wiped, but that's totally worth it because your whole goal was to take the keep down in the first place. In order to do that again, to attack the core, you have to also destroy a fort though. So that's where some of the teams struggle a little bit, and this is still the one thing that you have to accomplish. If you take a boss, for example, on Cursed Hollow, you can definitely do that. And hello, sir. That would have been a little bit of a setback. Now, normally what happens is that a lot of these compositions are being played against or by teams that are the underdog, and there are, of course, tools that you can use in order to prevent that strategy from being successful. Some teams in the past have used it in tournaments, some of them messed up a little bit. In other cases, the opponent countered it well, but it's a very strong one, or at least it can be. Now, since the blue team is clearly trolling a little bit, and I mean, I've called this already before we even started game number 1, there is a chance that this is going to work here. There is a lot of push power on the blue team as well. So they have Illidan, of course, who can go for camps. He can try and take some kills, push out structures. We have Asmodan, who with the demonic invasion, if he goes down that route on level 10, can also snipe buildings very easily. You have Arthurs with a bit of control. But they don't really have a whole lot of sustain here because they're playing this without a support. This means that they have a lot more damage that they contribute, but all of them are more or less melee. Yes, you have Asmodan there, but yeah, I mean, again, not he's more playing around his abilities than anything else. So it's not really a range damage dealer in that sense. There's no sustained damage through him. He's relying on this Orb of Annihilation. He's relying on his laser. So we'll see how much he can contribute as we are coming into these fights. He definitely lacks the sustain that you need in order to maintain some cohesion in these battles. But there's already a bit of a backdoor happening, and I really like this. So Banana Age is just proxying the waves here and trying to take some of these minions out. And they are starting to go also for an invade on some of these camps, and that's going to be a kill. Greymane is dead. Now, France might have trolled a bit with their composition, but they definitely have to try and play this out well, because if they're now also just starting to feed in and troll around, then they will get punished for that, and they know that too. So, time will tell. Again, for the Bulgarian team, it's all about how well they're going to do until level 10 hits. And you can already see that there is a big lead in experience for the French team. And that's one of the things they can do to make this very, very difficult for the Bulgarians. Just get a massive lead in experience, pressure on all lanes, and apply pressure wherever possible while pulling further and further ahead. Asmodan is getting value at the bottom of the map. One tower is destroyed. They go for the gate. We have seen topside, a similar approach. In the middle of the map, even more aggression is happening here. And thanks to the lead and experience, they have a talent lead. Now with the Master of Destruction over here, we get the Crushing Blows in this case. Unbound, the combo with a level 1 talent for Illidan. And they can also get the first tribute. Now, tributes don't really mean that much yet. It could, of course, play a role once that you get to those curses, but it was already a bit delayed. Yeah, they go for Morales, and that is kill number 2, kill number 3, and they take 4 down, I suppose. Are they gonna get him? Yeah, more or less. Asmodan, Asmodan, Asmodan? No, they don't even need him. Alright, so that's a huge problem, because now you have a massive gap in experience, and that will lead to an early level 10 for the French team. As I explained right at the beginning, normally what you're trying to do is you are trying to get to a point where you get level 10 at the same time your opponent does. If you're too far behind, then the gap is only going to get widened. Even if they execute the backdoor, they will, with the first attempt, be wiped. So that will widen the gap even further. And it's something that you just can't afford when you're already 2 levels behind, 4.5 minutes in. So this is really, really bad for the Bulgarian team. The idea behind it wasn't a bad one, but currently they are struggling with the proper execution, even though we're not even at level 10 yet. So they get a kill. That helps them to bridge the gap a bit, or at least keep it the same distance. They also lost the bottom fort, and they nearly lost the fort in the middle. So still trying to go for a few more kills here. Yeah, the heals are in. Mocus for others. But yeah, for now it's fine. For now they're doing right. But let's not forget that we are going to get level 10 any second now for the blue team. Now this one hasn't been taken yet. This is still the first tribute. Tribute number 1 still. And that is Demonic Invasion for Asmodan, as predicted. So he is going to try and just take structures down. You're very likely going to see him come in and drop this on the fort itself, once that the minions are taken out. Hasn't made a move there yet. Sylvanas is still here, so he has to be a bit careful. Greymane dies at the bot lane. Bit early there on the Demonic Invasion, but still they get the tower. And now with all of this, more damage done to structures. Insanely ahead. Illidan hasn't made a choice yet. We all know he's going to take Hunt. We all know he's going to go for Hunt. There is just no way that Nagrom looks at this as like, oh, I'm gonna play the normal ult. No, he's gonna go hunt, he's gonna go ham, he is gonna go YOLO. Anything else would be a massive disappointment. I wouldn't even be angry. I would just be really disappointed if he didn't go for the hunt. Yeah, I want hunt, you want hunt, he wants hunt. There's no reason not to take hunt. So the pressure continues at the bottom of the map. Yeah, he's doing some work. I love how Samura is sitting over here and is just saying like, yeah, I don't even care if they're up at the fort. I'm gonna just backdoor that wave either way. 2 forts are down. And Bulgaria is just trying for level 10. But now, think about what happens when they have the medevac. They don't even have... I mean, they need to get somewhere to make this medevac attack work in the first place. And they can't even move out on the map far enough to make it work. So, yeah. This is rough. All the forts are gone. Hogga at least dies, so he's been eliminated. Hogga down. They are gonna get level 10 now, but they already have lotless structures. There's the medevac. There's the sanctification. There is no way this works. They lost too much already. I like the idea, but they lost too much. Instead, they're trying to defend the top lane. Okay. It's a 40-second cooldown. I don't mind this too much. I mean, if they want to do this, I would have aimed here so that they can maybe take him down. Look at this. Look how happy Asmodine is. Whee! I would be happy too. If you can fly on a carpet, I would be happy as well. He's just sitting there, arms spread wide. Whee! I'm flying! Happy Panda. Sanctification on point. I like it. Good job. But they're down a talent. And oof, they are also down a lot of structures here. And they're soon going to be down a couple of players too. Yeah, too much aggression, support or no support, it doesn't really matter at this point anymore. Because there's not enough heroes dying. They need to sustain through these fights a little bit better in order to make this work, but it's really tough for them. Yasuo, I don't think he's gonna make it. Is he gonna be able to poke out? Does he find an angle where he can escape here? Does he get his cooldowns back? It seems like he might, yeah, still die. But the point that the bot lane is still being made by Banana H. They have so much push power that they can easily use it. Medevac is ready, by the way. Sanctification isn't. So even now, going for the backdoor is unlikely to work. But what they're doing instead is go for the boss. Okay. That's one way to lose the game. Just abandon your base and go for the boss. Fair enough. It's a new strategy that I haven't seen before, but we'll see if it works out. The red team is also cursed at the same time. Now, I got good news for you. They got the boss. They got the boss. The bad news is they lost all of their keeps. Is that trade worth it? I thought so. Alright, so seems like this is going to be the conclusion of game number 1. The French with a 2-0 victory. Bulgaria in their first match not successful. A 2-0 victory for the team in blue. Allez les bleus! Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.